Hello viewers, welcome to this video. In this video, I Sheetal Trivedi, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Pharmacy, will discuss on quality control test of tablet dosage form as per the Indian Pharmacopoeia 2018. IP 2018 includes following quality control tests to evaluate tablet dosage form. First, uniformity of weight or weight variation test. Second, uniformity of content. Third test, stability test, which is applicable to uncoated compressed tablet. This means this test is not required for the coated tablets. Fourth test, disintegration test, and fifth test, that is dissolution test. So these are the 5 tests which are official or compendial test. In this video, I will discuss first 3 tests. So let's discuss about the first test, uniformity of weight. So if the blend is uniform, this test ensures the dosage uniformity. To perform this test, we need to select 20 tablets randomly from the given lot of tablets. Weigh individually all 20 tablets on a suitable weighing balance. Calculate the average weight. Then calculate the percentage deviation of an individual tablet weight from the average weight using the following formula. That is, percentage deviation from the average weight is equal to individual tablet weight minus average tablet weight divided by the average tablet weight multiplied by the 100. Or we can calculate the minimum and maximum deviation limit from the average weight by rearranging the above formula. Interpret the result data based on the percentage deviation allowed and acceptance limits. So we need to refer the percentage deviation allowed as per the IP 2018 that depends on the average weight of the tablets. So for uncoated and film coated tablets, if the average weight is 80 mg or less, plus minus 10% deviation allowed. If average weight is more than 80 mg but less than 250 mg, plus minus 7.5% deviation allowed. If average weight is 250 mg or more, plus minus 5% deviation is allowed. Regarding the acceptance limits, the product complies the test if not more than 2 of the individual weight deviates from the average weight by more than the percentage shown in the above table and none deviates by more than twice that percentage. So, let's see the variety of the possible data to interpret. For this, in this example, I will assume one product. The product under the test, desired weight of each tablet is 500 mg containing 300 mg API, that is active pharmaceutical ingredient. If we refer the table 1 data, so based on the weight of the all individual 20 tablets, average weight is 505.1. So here average weight is 505 mg. Therefore the percentage deviation from average weight allowed is plus minus 5%. So the minimum limit would be 479.75 mg to maximum weight 530.25 mg. And for 10% limit, it would be from 454.5 mg to 555.5 mg. So if you observe the data, it indicates that out of the 20 tablets, there are 2 tablets which deviate from the percentage limit that is specified, that is plus minus 5%, but none of the tablet deviates from the 10% limit. So we can say that product, according to this result data, complies the test. Now if we refer the data in table number 2, this data indicates that out of 20 tablets, there are 3 tablets which shows the deviation from the specified limit of plus minus 5%. So that is more than 2 tablets. So this indicates that product fails to comply the test. If we refer the data given in table number 3, we can see that out of the 20 tablets, one tablet deviate from the 10% limit. So this indicates that product fails to comply the test. So this is about the weight variation test. Now let's discuss the second test, uniformity of content. Now here one point which is very important, that is to be noted, that when average weight of the tablets is equal to or below 40 milligram, then product must be submitted for the uniformity of content test. That means in this condition, this test is mandatory. Regarding purpose, this test directly ensures the dosage uniformity because it is based on the assay of the individual content of the active ingredient. To perform this test, we need to select 30 tablets randomly from the given lot of tablets. The initial testing is required on 10 tablets, so preserve 20 tablets for the further testing if required. Before assaying, we have to refer IP monograph specific to the active substance present in the selected tablet product for assay method, or we can select any other suitable analytical method to determine content of active ingredient. Now select 10 tablets randomly from the 30 tablets which are selected previously. Determine the content of active ingredients in each of the 10 tablets using the selected assay method. Calculate the average content. Calculate the percentage deviation of an individual tablet content from the average content using the following formula. That is, percentage API content with reference to average content is equal to individual content multiplied by 100 divided by the average content. Interpret the result data based on the acceptance limits. If product fails to comply with the test at this stage, that is regarding the data of 10 tablets, then assay all remaining 20 tablets and interpret the result based on the data of 30 tablets. The acceptance limits given in IP, the product complies with the test if each individual content is 85 to 115% of average content. In this case, no further testing is required. But in case if one individual content is outside the limits of 85 to 115% of the average content, but still within the limits of 75 to 125%, repeat the determination using another 20 tablets. Now, the product complies with the test if not more than one of the individual content of the total sample of 30 tablets is outside the limit of 85 to 115% of the average content, and none is outside the limits of 75 to 125% of the average content. The product fails to comply with the test if more than one individual content is outside the limit of 85 to 115% of the average content, or if one individual content is outside the limits of 75 to 125% of the average content. So based on this information, let's see how we can interpret the variety of the possible data given in this example. Here I have assumed that for the product under test, the desired weight of each tablet is 30 mg, which contains 10 mg active pharmaceutical ingredient. So if we refer the data given in table 1, it indicates that initial testing on 10 tablets, the assay data of percentage API content with reference to average content indicates that none of the tablet is outside the specified limit of 85 to 115%. This indicates product complies the test. Now if we refer the data given in table number 2, this indicates that initial testing on 10 tablet, the percentage API content with reference to average content, it indicates that one tablet out of the 10 tablets is outside the specified limit of 85 to 115%. But still it is within the limit of 75 to 125% with reference to average content. This means we require assay on further remaining 20 tablets. So this is the data of the 20 tablets. So now based on the data of all 30 tablets, we can see here that out of the 30 tablet, only one tablet deviate from the percentage limit that is specified, but none of the tablet is outside the limit of 75 to 125% with reference to average content. This indicates that product complies the test. If we refer the data given in table number 3, this indicates that initial testing on tablet, the C value indicates the percentage API content with reference to average content, and it indicates that out of the 10 tablet, 1 tablet deviates from the limit, that is 75 to 125%. So in this case, product fails to comply the test, because as per the acceptance limit, none of the tablets should deviate from 75 to 125% limit. Now if we refer to data given in table number 4, here we can see that out of the 10 tablets, more than one, that means 2 tablets are outside the limit that is specified, that is 85 to 115%. So according to the acceptance limit, product fails to comply this test. So this is all about the content uniformity test. Now let's discuss about the third test, that is fiability of uncoated tablets. Purpose of this test is to determine the physical strength of the tablet so that tablet can resist the damage during further processing, packaging and handling during the transportation. For this test, apparatus is required as per the design specification given in IP. So one can refer the IP for the design specification. This is the picture showing how the apparatus looks like. It consists of drum with curved projection inside it and removable lid, which is attached to the horizontal axis of a device that rotates at 25 plus minus 1 rotation per minute. Now whenever we perform this test, it should be ensured that with every turn of the drum, the tablets roll or slide and fall onto the drum ball or onto each other. If the size or shape of the tablet causes irregular tumbling, adjust the drum base so that it forms an angle of 10 degrees with horizontal platform, and that won't hinder the tumbling of the tablets. To perform this test, we need to select the number of tablets, and number of tablets that is to be taken depends on the average weight of the tablets. So take 10 tablets if an average weight of tablet is more than 0.65 gram, that is 650 milligram, or if an average weight of tablet is equal or less than 0.65 gram, then take the number of tablets equivalent to 6.5 gram. Deduct the selected tablets carefully and weigh accurately. Place the tablets in the drum and rotate it 100 times or for the 4 minutes at 25 rpm. Remove the tablets from the drum after completion of the required rotation. Remove any loose dust from them and weigh them accurately. Find out the percentage loss in weight using the following formula. That is the difference of the weight before test and after test divided by the weight of the tablet before test multiplied by the 100. Here one point that is to be noted, that this test is run only once unless the results are difficult to interpret or the weight loss is greater than the targeted value. In this case, the test is repeated twice and the mean of the 3 tests is determined. So based on the observation, interpret the result data based on the acceptance limit. The acceptance limit specified in IP, that is a maximum loss of weight either from a single test or from the mean of the 3 tests not greater than 1% is acceptable for most of the tablets. For example, if the average weight of the tablets is 0.70 gram perform test on 10 tablets. So based on the initial weight and final weight of the intake tablets, the percentage loss calculated is 0.71%, which is not more than specified limit of 1%. So in this case, product comply the test of fiability. If you observe cracked, chipped or broken tablets after the test in the sample, then it is obvious that the sample fails the test. So this is all about the fiability test. In my next video, I will discuss about the disintegration test and dissolution test. Thank you.